that sooner or later Ukraine will lose these Western lands, and what belonged to Poland, belonged to Hungary, belonged to Romania, sooner or later, maybe not tomorrow, maybe not the day after, a year, 2, 10, 15, but everything will historically fall into place. There was only one guarantor of Ukraine's territorial integrity, and that was Russia. But they saw fit, deemed it possible and beneficial for themselves to declare Russia their enemy and to declare Russians in Ukraine a non-titular nation, which is complete nonsense, utter rubbish. We did not start any war, we only began to respond to the hostilities to this war, which was unleashed by the current Kiev regime with the support of the West against the southeast, the then southeast of Ukraine, which had always looked toward Russia. Well, you know, historically it was always divided into left bank and right bank Ukraine. The left bank was always considered not just oriented toward Russia, but a part of Russia. Yes, and as for the Donbass, I have already said, I read those very archival documents when the Soviet government decided, at the request of Donbass representatives, to include them in the Russian Soviet Federative Socialist Republic. And then from the more western parts, the Bolsheviks also arrived, yes, and persuaded Vladimir Ilyich Lenin to give this part to the being created Ukraine. And to the question from the Donbass representatives, how can this be? We agreed that the Donbass should be with Mother Russia. Vladimir Ilyich replied, well, we already decided. They said the answer was, we need to redecide. So they redecided. Now, you and I have to, well, return everything to a normal historical course. I have heard many times that Ukraine is searching for its identity, but the question arises, why must this identity be found on the basis of Nazism and neo-Nazism? Now I will get to the main point. This neo-Nazism, which has migrated to the so-called anti-Russian, anti-Soviet centers, and nationalism and neo-Nazism, they stood very close to each other. They became intertwined. And when the current regime began to rely precisely on this part of society and this ideology, it automatically transferred into the minds of those who are fighting. We need to imbue the consciousness of our society, the consciousness of the people, with the importance of the cause you serve. And you serve the motherland. What could be more important than the motherland? What could be more important than what you are doing right now? Well, nothing, because you are defending the motherland and you are on the front line, and it is even harder for you right now than it is for me, because no matter how difficult it was for me, you are still risking your lives almost every day. And of course the country must know about this. I am in such a position, in such a place where all the information that exists flows together. Therefore, from officials, from your commanding officers, from you or from guys like you, fighters like you, commanders whom I manage to see sometimes, not often, but nevertheless. Information from intelligence services that monitor the situation in all combat sectors and in the country as a whole. Information from the media, public pages, bloggers. There are all kinds of people. There are bloggers whom I sometimes even enjoy watching. I don't have the time, but when I come across them, I watch, and honestly, sometimes I am glad. Great, well done, they hit the nail right on the head. There are such people. First of all, I base my conclusions on what I receive from official sources, although I draw my final conclusions from analyzing the entire volume of information that comes to me. I am certain that sooner or later Ukraine will lose these Western lands, and what belonged to Poland, belonged to Hungary, belonged to Romania, sooner or later, maybe not tomorrow, maybe not the day after, a year, 2, 10, 15, but everything will historically fall into place. There was only one guarantor of Ukraine's.
Will be no more Ukraine. Ukraine has surrendered her existence. Maybe not need, maybe not more, but eventually this situation will come to a close. This shit's gonna be settled. It's Russia being the victor. No more Ukraine. Lands belonging to Poland, and I think he's pretty much looking at. Okay, let's look at the historical map of Russia. Oh, Jesus. Come on, man. You know, Ukraine there isn't. It sure ain't. We'll pull up, I just look at the fucking thing here. Shut up. Yeah. Really, I just want to focus. Hold up. Yeah, let's go to server mode. Focus on Russia there. 2006. That was where the Soviet Union was supposedly collapsed right here, 91, which is there's actually a question in the legality of that contract. Whether or not, if the proper signatures were on that contract to authorize a lawful dissolution of the country because of a lot of foreign interference and things involved. I forget the details at the moment. I would have to do a little digging and backtracking to bring more details into the mix of exactly what I'm speaking of. But overall, in general, for just the moment's sake, I just wanted to make that note that I may expand upon later if there's any interest in it, or nobody's interested, like, why bother? Yeah, that's essentially. So nobody's bothered to update any of this, show the expansion of Israel since 2006, because they haven't. Yeah, of course not. They've not expanded.
Territorial integrity, and that was Russia. But they saw fit, deemed it possible and beneficial for themselves to declare Russia their enemy, and to declare Russians in Ukraine a non-titular nation, which is complete nonsense, utter rubbish. The modern world order was shaped after the Second World War, after the Great Patriotic War, based on the United Nations Charter, and the Charter was
the United Nations Charter
formed by the victorious countries, the Soviet Union, the United States, and Great Britain. This charter is the foundation of modern international law. It was created and certain rules were established.
Right here, baby.
And then when the Soviet Union was dismantled, one of the founding states of the United Nations, one of the states that founded the United Nations and created this international law, this system of international relations, it ceased to exist. Well, in Russia, people proceed from the fact that sailors are, after all, a special family, a special caste, in the best sense of the word. Attempts to isolate Russia, even in such a sensitive sphere as defense and security, are a complete failure. There are a great many countries that are friendly toward Russia, understanding the tasks we are addressing in terms of ensuring our security and strengthening a multipolar world. And this is important for the overwhelming majority of participants in international affairs.
He's a player. He's a player just like the rest of them. He's fucking just as involved in some of the worst shit you could fucking imagine. He wouldn't be sitting here if he wasn't. Right. You almost would have to bring into question everybody sitting in the fucking room with him.
And the fact that the number of our joint exercises is growing speaks volumes. We feel very calm and confident because international law is on our side and we have the full capacity to defend our interests.
So, Quigley, Russians are, hold up, 1 second here. They're a mix of Viking, yeah, Viking, Byzantine, and Slavic peoples. And also a mix of people of Central and East Asia.
Yes, at some point much was lost. Franz Josef Land. There on these are Russian islands, meant at the time when we began to restore our presence there. There were already organized foreign tourist route, and when telling tourists about these territories, guides would talk about anything except the fact that this territory belongs to the Russian Federation. Everyone started getting used to the idea that Russia was not there.
But this is ours.
And we are there. You see, we set up border posts there and began to restore our presence accordingly. And when I said that international law is entirely on our side, it means that this is a legitimate part of sovereign Russian territory. We are developing economic activity there. we must act with extreme caution to protect our economic interests there, as you well know. The Arctic environment is very fragile, so we must use the latest technologies which our companies are doing for resource extraction. That is the first point. The second is the logistics potential of the Northern Sea route. We have never sought any kind of confrontation in this part of the world. On the contrary, we have always invited everyone interested to work together, to work within the framework of international law. We are ready to do this together with everyone, but of course based on the fact that these routes certainly belong to the Russian Federation. For this we also have the technical capabilities. OSS is well known. No other country in the world has such an icebreaker fleet. I believe no one else has nuclear powered icebreakers at all, but we do, starting with the Lenin icebreaker. Now the so-called LIDAR is being built, which will break through unprecedentedly thick ice. No one else in the world has anything like it. And if someone says they intend to build something somewhere, well, high-tech countries could probably do it, but it will take years.
This is a presumption.
Maybe decades.
Well, God grant everyone health, let them work, we do not mind, but we are ready, we are open to cooperation in this sphere, but of course we will protect our interests, just like the Northern Sea route, because it is the most effective, economically viable route. The Northern Sea route largely runs either through our territorial waters or the exclusive economic zone of the Russian Federation. That is, it is almost entirely under our control. Well, not almost, but entirely. We all know Lomonosov's words well, that Russia's wealth will grow through Siberia. Now, without any exaggeration, we can say that Russia's wealth will grow through the Arctic. It is difficult to measure the quantity now, and it is hard to estimate the value of the reserves in monetary terms. The reserves of what the Arctic is rich in. We have, and have long had, ships with small displacement and tonnage, but they are equipped with modern weapons. Well, the calibers are striking and striking hard, yes. They hit accurately in lessons, from small boats, from small ships, and it is possible to make them even smaller. And new weapons are appearing that can be used to equip these ships and boats. And we have the technologies too. We are developing both underwater and surface drones, and they are working very effectively, including combat. I can tell you that with confidence. The fleet must be balanced, and now more than ever it must be balanced. We need to understand what should be effectively used in which zone. But for large ships, the submarine fleet and large surface.
I have some advice for every single Democratic politician in America, and it is because a video of Barron Trump is going mega viral for the worst reasons. That advice: go after the Trump family. They are criminals, they are corrupt, and they are profiting off of our pain. We are about to hand the Saudis a nuclear program because they gave Jared $2 billion. We are continuing a useless, illegal war on Iran that is driving up the cost of everything because it is beneficial to the Pentagon contracts that were handed out to Don Jr. and Eric. And of course, Barron. Don't even get me started on Barron, whose best friend is Andrew Tate, who insider trades. Like, the whole reason that Donald Trump started his tariffs was likely for insider trading that Barron has gotten on board with. He was also the one who advocated for the crypto scam. So yeah, I think Barron deserves to be brought before Congress at the very least, and probably some prosecution, especially when a video that we are going to get into has gone so viral and makes me believe that prosecuting the Trumps is maybe one of the best political messages you could bring out on the campaign trail right now. And it all begins with the latest Trump stunts to line their pockets, and it relates to Donald Trump's Truth Social platform. This right here, this reporting, is the reason why Barron is getting caught in the shit.
The president could soon be profiting off those Truth Social posts he makes at all hours of the day and night. His social network announced yesterday that it will start selling investors quicker access to posts from the highest ranking accounts, including possibly his own. Okay, that is notable because not only does Trump sometimes post more than 100 times a day, he has used the service to make major announcements about the war, about tariffs and the Federal Reserve. The president is Trump Media's largest shareholder, owning a 41% stake through a revocable trust. Vaughn and Sarah are still with me. Vaughn, amazing that there is an audience for this. What do we know about this Truth Social pay for quicker access plan?
It pays to know what President Donald Trump is going to do in real time that we have seen over the course of the last year and a half, whether it be from his tariff announcements to his quick announcements of more military strikes on Iran, just the way that they shape the markets, from the stock market to the oil market. The president's decisions have wide ramifications, and effectively, it's worth noting, the president is going to profit off of this new feed of information that goes to particularly trading firms or other companies that are able to, within milliseconds, get these feeds directly into their systems from his fingers on his phone, and effectively be able to try to shape the market before others are able to assess where the market is heading. And for the President of the United States, coming into office, our friends over at CNBC said this Securities and Exchange Commission shows that about 42% of Truth Social is owned, the parent company of Truth Social is owned by Donald Trump himself. So he's about to profit off of the understanding that he's able to use this private channel in real time to essentially change markets. It's really a wild use of the presidency.
Of course, we know that Donald Trump is manipulating markets with Truth Social posts, but we didn't know he would make it so obvious by selling access to those market manipulating posts. This is wild, this is blatant corruption, and this is something that Barron has been doing before it was offered up to the public. Now, there is a lot of speculation and a little bit of reporting, which should be more reporting, more questions should be asked about this, more details should be looked into. But Barron has been insider trading this entire time. Every time there is an insider trading event, it seems like Barron Trump is involved. And the reason that we probably don't know about it exactly is because he's a big fan of crypto. Money that gets to be hidden from the feds. Another reason that it needs to be regulated more. But why I said at the beginning of this video, Barron Trump and the rest of the Trump kids need to be prosecuted. Melania too, okay? Melania has been abusing the powers of the presidency via her stupid fucking movie. But Barron is now getting more mockery. Maybe it's because of the Andrew Tate stuff. Maybe it's because of the insider trading. But this AI spoof video of Barron talking about insider trading and this new Trump API has gone mega viral, and it's why I think we need to go after him.
For years, the market rewarded those who knew things first. They called it illegal. Not anymore. Introducing Truth API. Tariffs at 2 a.m., you're already short. A pardon for a major shareholder, you bought at the open. Restarting the Iran war, you'll know first. Truth API. It's not insider trading when the insider sells you the feed. Just $100,000 a month, which, let's be honest, you'll make back by Tuesday. Truth API. It's fucked up, but real. Not available to port.
All right, so that video, which is, of course, obviously AI, but you really couldn't tell given the poor salesmanship quality of everyone in the Trump family, encapsulates this feeling that I think Democrats need to be playing on more, which is just how unfair it is that the Trumps are making billions right now. I know it's corrupt, I know it's criminal, it's disgusting, but Americans have this very deep sense of fairness, right? They want accountability. And there's also a bit of a bloodlust in that accountability. Like, Donald Trump rose to prominence on The Apprentice, and of course everyone who was dumb always perceived him to be this great businessman because he was a liar and a scammer. Anyone who actually looked at Trump's record of bankrupting casinos and failed renovation projects, failed real estate projects, knew that he was a shitty business guy, but Donald Trump's prominence, this fake idea, this propaganda that he was a great businessman, came from the bloodlust of, oh, well, Trump's going to fire someone. He's the executive. He's making tough decisions. All these idiots across the country thinking, oh, business is just firing people. Like, firing people is maybe one of the least important parts of business. Anyone who's in business knows that hiring great people around you and keeping them is actually one of the most important parts of scaling and growing and having an efficient and effective business. Nonetheless, there is this bloodlust in America for punishment, for firing, for big, sweeping accountability. And Barron's insider trading is a great way to go after that. It is why I was so happy to see Congresswoman Yasmin Ansari say it is time that we bring Barron before Congress, because the Trumps have been ripping us off. My generation, Barron's generation, because we are in the same generation, we are struggling like no others before us. The average age of first-time home buyers keeps going up and up and up, at the same time that everything in life has become a rental service. We don't own anything. Gen Z doesn't own anything. Do you know that there are printers that you have to get subscriptions to now? You buy the printer and you have to get a subscription to print. The oligarchs keep buying more and more assets, leaving us, my generation, and all Americans without any, and they're trying to turn our entire lives into a pay-to-play around every corner. Do you think Elon Musk and his little Cyberlink or whatever the fuck, do you think he's not going to make you pay to use your brain at some point? Like, this is the dystopian future that we're heading towards. And why I bring up Barron and all this, why I wanted to play that video, is because it is so unfair that these are the challenges that my generation faces, while Donald Trump's idiot kids, who are adults who should be prosecuted, by the way, continue to get rich. And not off of hard work, not off of ingenuity, but their connection to the most corrupt administration in history. I think it is a good message to say we are going to bring to account these people in this criminal family while your family is being made worse off because of them. That is the important part. These are not victimless crimes. Donald Trump's financial crime in New York, right, when he was ripping off and lying to the bank, the financial fraud that he committed, Donald Trump said, victimless crime. It's not. First of all, that is not the case. This, though, is really not a victimless crime. MAGA is the biggest victim of Donald Trump's crypto scam, so you guys are a bunch of fucking suckers and idiots. I don't really know how much I care about you. But like I said at the beginning of this video, the reason that the contracts that Don Jr. is getting for his companies are so valuable from the Pentagon is because we're at fucking war, and it cost us so much, and they're making so much off of it. That is not a victimless crime. We should go after these people. They deserve it. Make an example out of them. Law and order, right, being pitched by hurting innocent people. That's what the Republicans do. They say we're going to crack down on people, and they're always lying about who the real criminals are. It seems like they've never cracked down on the Epstein class. They don't care about that law and order. But law and order on the Democratic side, justice and fairness for all via prosecuting the Trumps, I love that. That's such a great message. I think it's what we need to do as Democrats. Someone who's really been advocating for it right now is someone who Republicans try to make an example of, and that's Hunter Biden.
As it relates to Donald Trump, fuck him, fuck his sons, fuck his daughter. I mean it, all of them, the whole family, down to the grandchildren. I hope for the rest of time that I am on this earth, that their names will live in ignominy. And by the way, here's the thing, like, oh, this is going to get clipped, and this is going to be the thing, and, you know, you go out there. But let me just tell you something. What would you expect me to say? What would you expect me to say about a man that treats my father that way, publicly? What would you expect me to say about a man that treats my mother that way, that treats my sister that way? They stole her fucking diary and published it. Said my dad is a pedophile.
Yeah.
They were involved in that, directly.
Well, your dad is a pedophile.
What would you expect
so
me to say about a group of people that have the capacity and the capability to do that? They may think, oh, all's fair in love and war and politics. And, well,
but he fucking knows it.
Well, you know what? Fuck them and fuck that. They have done the most
The shit
awful
this
things to my
motherfucker has
opinion.
gotten away with.
And to me personally. Forget about me, though. I can take it.
Hunter, I couldn't agree more. Fuck him. Fuck the entire family.
Why would he need a fucking pardon? Why would Hunter need a pardon if he was innocent and all this shit? You don't play in these fucking inner circles. Just because his name is not fucking Epstein files doesn't clear him of shit. The whole fucking criminal cabal is a fucking turd. It's a turd, it's a turd, it's a turd. Let's call it a fucking turd. It looks like shit, it smells like shit, it tastes like shit. Motherfucker, they're feeding everybody a fucking pile of shit and calling it fucking legit. Fucking calling it audible, calling it fucking legit, calling it fucking trustworthy. It ain't. It would take fucking 5 minutes to sit down and fucking check their honor. I guarantee you this. You start playing the fucking honor game and use honor as a system. Who sits in fucking office? These motherfuckers will be out the door real fucking quick. Because I think it's pretty fucking easy to decide what's the honorable thing to do. Give them that task. Watch them. If they fail to meet the fucking deadline, strike one, motherfucker. And 3 strikes, I would consider that for maybe some of the more difficult and not so immediate task. But for things like concealing perpetrators, concealing the whole fucking network that has allowed this shit to go on since the fucking creation of the goddamn thing, essentially. You don't think when the foundation of this country that these motherfuckers weren't exploiting people? You think where in the fuck do we go from exploiting people? Okay, we're gonna make it illegal to do that. Like everyone just fucking cleaned up their fucking act. It's we'll make it illegal, and it doesn't exist anymore. Like from the formation of the intelligence agencies, when those agencies were installed and they started collecting information, like you didn't have a fucking idea who's who and who's in what. Like there wasn't any kind of record of any of this past corruption, or even as the organization continued to grow, y'all were just completely fucking clueless. Is that how it works? Because there's a very, very fucking long history. We go through Craig's bits. His involvement, the people he was connected to, how that was quashed. You had Ted Gunderson. I forget his position at the FBI, but was he in Los Angeles? Or I think so. He was. Hold on. The conspiracy of silence. Yeah, he was a conspiracy theorist. The FBI agent. Which, yeah, this isn't fucking rampant. That doesn't happen. Satanic. You call it whatever you want. It's fucking abuse. It's fucking the abuse of power. The abuse of fucking power. These people with where the government claims that it is the sovereign and you are to obey, that's absolute fucking power. If you didn't know that them, a man sitting in some fancy position with some fancy title, telling you that, well, you don't have that right. We give you those rights. That's absolute power. So I would say that extends from the world level of government, the United Nations, which has such a bad rap. They kind of want to wrap that up and rename it, to kind of like Facebook is trying to do with Meta, and hopefully somewhere down the road people will forget those abuses and they'll remember the current abuses, and then it'll have to go through another name change. But you have the United Nations, that is world government, and as you heard Putin, that is the international law. That's the world government. That's supposed to be the highest law there of the land, followed by your national governments, like your federal governments. I think they're pretty much all fucking federal governments. It's a system of centralized power. Because what's the idea when they founded the country, that they wouldn't be in office all the time, that it was kind of more of a, was it just to be a fucking career there where you filled your pocket. That's what was sold anyways. But because that wasn't acceptable, they had to do away with the Confederation, because the Confederation would not allow for the establishment of a centralized federal government. And that's what everybody was for. We need to go back to the federal constitution. Well, can we not just pump the fucking brakes and look at the predictions of the Anti-Federalists? The things they talked about that came true with the establishment of the federal government, before we decide to go to the document that's already failed. Like, the Constitution was either fucking powerless to stop the fucking creation of world government, or it was designed to create it. And that's what they call it, the Great Experiment. If man was responsible enough, he would keep his freedom. If not, well, he would be sold out into a system of slavery. And I guess you can compound and make things even more difficult for the average person by, well, keeping a victor. These cocksuckers behind the scenes forming secret societies, looking to establish your educational systems. Okay, yeah. We're just going to conspire to gobble it all up and teach you the history about how the world's just fucking okay. And a lot of people still fucking believe that. Apparently, it's great fucking awakening full of fucking idiots. I see it every fucking day. Yeah, I mean, there's some people that's like, but for most, I mean, they get sucked into some other fucking fallacy, because the thing that people don't realize is there is so fucking much deception that if you do not fucking, you've got to dig. You've got to read it for your fucking self to know. Because if you haven't torn it apart and fucking examined it and fucking look where the source is for all this, where did this come from? You don't fucking know. That's just the fucking point of it. You don't fucking know. And that's what we have is a world, people pretending like they fucking know when they fucking don't. This is what I get sick of seeing in everything in the podcast world. Matter of fact, I actually heard the most truthful shit today. The most truthful fucking interview I've heard in a long time. Because most time I click on these videos and I'll listen to people, because I'll watch everybody. I try to watch and listen to everybody, everything. But the moment I start hearing a bunch of shit that I know, I tune the fuck out. Like, you know what? I'm not even going to fucking attempt to. There's no time to suffer fools. It's just not going to waste my time with it. Like, I got a comment ready to go. I might copy paste it, drop it, and fucking move on. Like, maybe they'll read it, examine it. Most likely, fuck no. But I don't know. I don't know what else to really do. I mean, I don't control the algorithm. Really, feel like I just kind of wasted my fucking time and effort. Is pretty much the whole reason I never really got into, you know, making content, trying to spread this out in any fucking way, is because I just never. Just look at human nature. You can make the effort, but before there any real change would come about, like, they're going to sabotage it. They're going to infiltrate it, sabotage it, twist it, turn it, burn it. Because they can't have the real truth getting out there. They can't have it. They can't afford to. Because once people realize that they're allowing a system of beliefs and legal fictions and the color of law enter their fucking sphere of thought, then a lot of the bullshit they try to push off on people isn't going to work. They're going to look at you and say, these are goddamn pirates, man. And isn't that the history of the world? Is that not really the true history of the world? Is the cocksuckers with the most pointed sticks, or the ones ruling the fucking world today? You know, all the rape and pillaging and all that shit. The whole history of rape, pillage, murder, taking and stealing from productive members of society, to put in the hands of a few cocksuckers. Is that not the real true history of the world? Most people can't fathom the idea that world domination is a fact. The world has been dominated and conquered, and they put a faceless name on it. Faceless names and entities, fictional entities, corporations, faceless entities, creations of man. God created man, and therefore God would have the right to control man. Man, well, you create your child, you don't have that right anymore. You don't have a right to say over your creation. You build it, you design it, it's not yours. You can't have your own thought, your own creation. And you are limited and regulated and limited on how you can express your creation. Well, you must apply for fees, and you must, you've got to oil the fucking machine if you're going to be allowed to operate in this world. Otherwise, you are not going to be allowed to go out on your own and construct of anything that's of any use. Anything like world changing, any kind of design that would really kind of revolutionize things are not going to be supported, especially if they can't put a fucking meter on it and bill people. You need a fucking, can we put a subscription on that? Because if not, or is this going to be too easy for other people to replicate and produce on their own? We're going to have to set up or can we set up a system of laws stating that, well, you're not allowed to do this, you need a license, and like maybe we can sell it and dish it out to the people under the guise of, you know, a license. And what is a license? Do you not know the words you use? What is a license? What is it? Do you know? Is it a right? Or is it permission? You seeking permission from your masters to live? Is that what we're doing? Is this normal? Is it normal to say, well, fuck you? Why should you be allowed to go out to the world and make a home to lay your fucking head without putting some money in somebody's fucking pocket? Why should you be allowed to do that? And I've got no real issue with the exchange, you know, for things like rubber to build a home, but if we don't have a unit of measure for a fucking currency, I do kind of resent that. I do resent the fact that inflation is theft. It's stealing my time, my labor. Like, my time is not fucking worth anything. You know how your time isn't worth anything? How does that make you feel? Your time is not worth anything. You ain't worth a fuck. Your time ain't worth nothing. All the information that your information, it isn't worth any fucking thing. But yet everyone is fucking after it. They're selling it left, right, fucking, and wiping ass with it. Where's your cut? It's your fucking property that's now claimed by the public. Well, it's public property now because it's in the public. You've got no right to it. That's the world we live in today. And you don't get a cut because you can sign this fucking terms and agreement and fucking surrender all your rights, your privileges, your fucking your securities, your dividends, your fucking anything that's fucking transferable. We're transferring it to the corporation. If you don't like it, fuck you. You can't use our service, and there's no one else that provides the service, so you're just fucked. You're fucked. Have a good day. Oh, man. Is this world not fucking insanity? Is this not fucking lunacy? Is this world not fucking lunacy? Because it's all I fucking see. It's lunacy everywhere. Priced around. It's fucking horrible. People can't pay attention to nothing. Nothing. You can't even fucking focus on driving. No, they have to. What's going on the fucking phone? Let me try to run somebody fucking over because I can't fucking set aside this fucking device for fucking 3 fucking seconds without, you know, Jesus Christ. I don't even have a phone. I'm not carrying one for fucking years. Don't want one. And even when I had it, you know, I certainly, you know, I didn't have to have it in my fucking hands when I drove down the road or while I was trying to do something or talking to somebody. You can't even talk to anybody no more because they're like, yeah. What else is going on in the world today? What else is going on in the world today? Well, it's corruption everywhere, isn't it? Yeah. What did Katie Faye, that's who I'm thinking about. I just recall something she said in a video I listened to earlier today, update on her lawsuit and stuff. I think she was referring to Todd Blanche. You don't know how to use Google? Oh, you trust Google as a legitimate source of fucking information? Katie Faye, yeah. Do you not understand these cocksuckers created all of this, right? So your idea of whatever it is, like, to me it looks like you just try to get a pat on the back, like look at me, I'm so great, without realizing like the greater truth of the fucking situation. I'm gonna go to criminals. Did you investigate yourselves? Well, yeah, they might a bit. It's like, let's just throw this motherfucker over the bus and be done with it. It's all done. It's over. It's nothing. Like, no more children are going to be disappearing off the street. They're not going to be kidnapping children and using them for their fucking sick fucking purposes. No, that's it's over. It's done. It'll never happen again. Let's throw this sumbitch under the bus and be done with it. And if we have to burn another one of ours, so be it. I can't imagine anybody liking this sumbitch anyways, and yet people love him. It was like, Jesus Christ. Like, even people who are around him, there's got to be some kind of fucking discontent though. Like, I know that there's got to be some kind of hatred in there too, but you know what they say about hatred. You can't hate something without loving it. So there's a part of them that does identify with it, no matter how much they hate the cocksucker. They love him too. You have to love to hate. You can't hate without loving. It's just a damn fact. Do I hate this cocksucker? I'm indifferent. I hate the control they have over our lives. I do hate that. The arrogance, the smug ass notion that they're the elite, they're the authority. And I guess a part of me does love that, because I would love that. I would love to be in that fucking position, to have things my fucking way, which surely a lot of people would probably fucking hate. But it wouldn't matter, because I would be the authority. Yeah, I could love that. To run the world way. And would I do it the right way? Well, it's a matter of fucking circumstance, I guess, wouldn't it be? I guess it all depends. Would I be surrounded by a bit of honor, or by a bunch of fucking crooked fucking thieves and murderers? Because if I'm operating around a bunch of fucking thieves and murderers, or you run around trying to do things honorably, you're not going to get very far. So, matter of circumstance. The environment, like it or not, has a lot to do with how people react. Oh, if you had an environment of honorable people that would not tolerate that shit, well, we wouldn't be sitting here today. Well, we'd all be on fucking vacation somewhere, enjoying life. In a perfect world, yeah, nobody would be lacking anything. In a perfect world. This isn't even close to perfect. This is about as close to, I'm going to take that back. If you were looking to perfect hell on earth, we are on the fucking track. The fucking boot of these cocksuckers are all kin. They all share the same bloodlines. You know, immediate, extended family. All of them. They wouldn't be here in these seats if they weren't. Romanov, that bloodline was just about wiped out. Just as you think at the start of World War I, they toppled the Ottoman Empire. The Romanovs were thought to be killed in a Masonic murder because of the symbolism they left at the crime scene. Said who was behind the murders. There are photos of that crime scene in Scarlet and the Beast. Not the best, but I mean, there is a record of it though, and anti-Masonic movements. I would highly recommend this if you're like Christian, like believe in Jesus, your Lord and Savior, and all that. Like this would be right up your alley. Scarlet and the Beast, history of the war between English and French Freemasonry by John Daniel. This one is. Well, you see that it happens to be an autographed copy we have here. I've read that book, I don't know, 6, 7, 8, several times. Always read. There's actually 3, 4 volumes. You have so here, modern cults and English Freemasonry, banks, the illegal drug trade, and the fourth one's kind of more of a picture book. But and it was online only, but they did print her out. And this is a supplement to volume 1. This is photos of the most of Masonic ties that we have. The meditation room and the United Nations meditation room. That's illustrated in here. I may get some toner, some parts from my printer, or even like I'd like get one of those big industrial printers. Jesus, man. Just not able to do that right now. I'll do that reprint on that. I don't know. So I was just thinking, I don't know, just crossed my mind. There's another, the Masonic murder, that's right. do. Look at the glossary here. We'll go to too many assassinations there. Let me just go to Romanov, see if that, because I believe, no, it's Ottomans. Well, that wasn't great. Oh. Sonic assassinations. Oh, it's gonna be in here though. Oh, this is that was an interesting one there. Jesus Christ. Documents show Hoover gathered sex life gossip, 7,000 pages of confidential files. Edgar Hoover confirmed that the late FBI director collected gossip on the sex lives of some of the nation's top political figures, according to U.S. News and World Report. December 19th, says Hoover kept documents in his office during the nearly half a century which he headed the FBI. The files contain many unsubstantiated allegations about the private lives of former President Kennedy, Eleanor Roosevelt, former Undersecretary of the State, Senator Wells. Material details how Hoover drew the defamatory information to curry favor with presidents and other officials. What? Documents were released under Freedom of Information Act request by historian that Alton Theoharis of Marquette University, Milwaukee. Theohris. Some of the information was heavily censored, and more than 10,000 other pages have been withheld altogether. The FBI cited national security, personal privacy, or other grounds for keeping the material under wraps. Sorry, man, I laughed there. That is kind of funny, though. Yeah, it's a national security. Another interesting little photo of JFK and his autopsy here. Limo. The layout of the Capitol streets. There's a lot of people in the truth movement today, a bunch of fucking know-it-alls, and they don't give any credit to where credit's due to those who walk before them, and that's your first red flag to run the fuck away. And with a lot of the videos I play, but the information would be there on the fucking screen. You can see who it is, the title of the video, if I'm doing that there. What we have here? With Albert Pike. Temple of the Lodge. Each temple is and must be a symbol of the Jewish temple. Each master and a cherub representing the Jewish king. Every Freemason personification. Sonic warrior. I don't know. Let's see if I might have this in digital format. It's not gonna be quick. Let me go to G here. Yeah, I do. Okay, that's not the full book though. That's 722. Wait a minute, that might be right. That's 1400. This is what, 1237 or so. There we go. But just, yeah, here's the contents. What is Freemasonry? International Freemasonry. English Freemasonry in the Revolution. Masonic controls. Masonic control of the media. Chapter 20. Nicholas II. That's the, yeah. You know, it's been a long time since I've read this book. Wouldn't hurt to go back through and give it another read, to be honest with you. I want to, well, yeah, I've got to get, I want a physical copy of the Anglo-American Establishment by Quigley. I like all of his books, but some years ago, it seemed like, I felt like God was directing me, like a little path in this discovery. Because every time I come across one of these books, I was looking for reference, I'd go out that day or the following day, and be shortly after discovering another book. Why, it'd be right fucking there. or a whole fucking collection of them. And it got to a point where, okay, I gotta get this book here. It was like that for fucking years, and then all of a sudden, I go and I'm like, well, I expected it to be there. It was like, it's going to be there. I know it's there. Let's just go get it. And it stopped happening. So, I don't know, it did fuck me up. It fucked me up real bad, because I was like, Jesus, I thought well, what does that mean? Is that, like, you're not providing me the sources anymore? Like, I reached the point of all I need to know, because I don't feel that fucking way. I didn't want to really start talking unless I wanted to become an authority on the fucking subject before I ever come out and start speaking on it. And the thing I realized after, how many fucking years I've been doing this, I'm never going to become an authority. I don't care how much. There's so much out of everything. There's so much more behind it. It's like more fucking questions. There's so much more you just don't fucking know. It's like, Jesus, where the you think you'd get to the point where it does, like, it makes things kind of easy to, like, put together, and a lot of bullshit propaganda you see, that just stands out like a motherfucker. That's easy to sort bullshit from the truth, especially one of the first fucking clues that ring your fucking bells when there's not a fucking main source like that. And just another thought is, just because the government creates a fucking document doesn't mean it's fucking truthful either. Religion of false works. I'll break down and get the fucking subscription for this. I think it's like fucking, I don't know, $70 fucking dollars or something. 100, 140, 70, so I don't know. For 2 fucking years. I can let the it's actually not a bad voice. Just trying it off the get, like, let's see, what was it? How to find that damn tool. We hung up now, of course. No. Oh. Oh, come on now.
As your wealth and influence grew.
No, not that one. Stop.
Hi, welcome to the WPS AI.
Yeah, this is better here. Apply it. Boy, we're dragging ass today, aren't we? This doesn't even make any fucking sense, this fucking thing. We'll get there.
Hi.
Hi. Welcome to the WPS AI Read Aloud function.
The Templars developed into an efficient military organization that adopted absolute secrecy.
Hi.
Well, this it sounds more like one of these here.
Hi. Welcome to the
Hi. Welcome to the WP.
Hi. Welcome to the WPS AI Read Aloud function. Please enjoy the new reading experience.
Hi. Welcome to the WPS AI Read Aloud function. Please enjoy.
Cover all internal activities.
Oh, why are you gonna read it there? Oh, yeah, thought I'd do a sample anyway, but apparently not. This one doesn't have the photos in it, does it? Well, yeah. Not as many, because there are a hell lot more photos in. Yeah, this. That's why this one's so short here, because there are a lot of photographs and pictures dropped in. Yeah. Great invocation. Let's see. And there's also a good little. He's got a summary of a lot of people in here too. A lot of people, connections. George Bush, the one question he can't answer. And yeah, without the photographs and things. Clinton, the Middle East hogs here. Oh, Benji Yahoo. Oh, he's got the highlighter there. Sure, they're all at the club. Sorry, try to go backwards in the camera to get to focus. So it's showing. That one there. Very, very fucking thorough, documented book. This was published in 91, I think. And this is being a third one here. Third edition was 2007. So yeah. The Two Faces of Freemasonry. The website picture book supplement is a picture book, contains hundreds of pages with over thousands of photos of peoples, events, covering both the good and evil face of the Masonic conspiracy. Well, a bit of history packed in that little series. Yeah, from there's some pretty incredible Henry Ford, 33rd degree. Himmler, Mussolini. We have Churchill, Roosevelt, and Stalin all sitting here together. Truman, 33rd degree. Martin Luther King Jr. It's in here. Well, yep. Yeah. Louis Farrakhan, Thurgood Marshall. Robert Byrd. Okay. Barry Goldwater, Lyndon B. Johnson. Douglas MacArthur, Harry Truman. Oh, there's John Paul. George Washington, Thomas Paine. Yeah. Frederick Morgan. I mean, there's Crowley, the OTO here, Ron Hubbard, William Donovan, William Crowley. OTO, House of Haunted, appeals court says. Copy of certificates. The Illuminati oath. Put it from Proofs of Conspiracy, John J. Robinson. Have that dude. That's in here. That's let's show you.
Come on, Odin. Yeah, go, let's go. Come on. Go.
The justices. Antoine LaVey, and it's like a who's who on that little all of There's a picture book. Hold on. Oh, wow, I've got so many copies of it. All different. I think I do though. So much stuff gets corrupted. Oh, then, any of these are the full book or not, though. They look like they are. They look like they're all 722 pages. Just thought I'd have found a full book at one time. This is 889. It's closer. I don't even know. Well, I think they did reprint it, but yes, I think you find it if you look for it. Anyway, that's news for today. I gotta use the restroom, so good night, good luck.